Good morning, guys. It's Friday. It's payday. We're gonna have a great day. Everything's positive. I apologize today that I had to get on a little bit early. I had a couple things that came up, so I'm just gonna run through this and we'll get it going. Okay, so the first thing is Robin. Robin says, "Hey, Justin, I have been in the world of commercial interior design in the design market niche in hospitality, senior living, assisted living, multifamily design. I have a very strong construction and admin and management background, as well as I have grown a network of amazing contractors and subs. A few of those I am now coming on board as a sub myself on the design side and on the marketing to more. In the last month or so, I have had a few GCs mention that with my background, I need to move the firm into a woman-owned business design build firm. I have been advised to go the time and material route in the beginning. What are your thoughts?" I would say my thoughts are definitely go to a woman-owned business design firm. It has a lot of the tax advantages, but it also gives you the ability to get into tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 design and contracting. So a lot of times what happens is in the design and the building and development, there are government contracts that are specifically set aside for minorities, for women-owned businesses, for small businesses, for veteran-owned businesses, and they have to give that to that certain sector. So if you're wanting to grow, there are millions and millions and millions of dollars out there that are directly set aside by the United States government, state, local, and federal for woman-owned businesses. Within that, obviously a design firm that's a woman-owned business falls within that category. It's set on a point scale. So when you go to bid those things, they could be designing a library, designing, government office building. It's definitely a way for you to get very segregated and very streamlined contracts that are very set aside for what you're trying to do. So if you were asking me, should you become a woman-owned business? I definitely would do that. It's only going to help you. It's only going to minimize the bidding process if you want to get bigger and get bigger contracts. And it's definitely good for the tax side. Would I advise you going time and material? Well, if you do time and material, you're never gonna get hit on the back end. You know exactly what your true ROI will be. You have your time, you have your material, you have usually 10 to 20% above cost, you're good. So that's a good way to just make sure that you're making great profit. So I hope that answers your questions. And I definitely would tell you to go that route, because once you kind of maximize that area, it's only going to build your company even further. So great question. Nigel, she is, I'm in the residential electrical service business and I have access to past customers through email and a lead generating service I use. My thoughts are to offer a preventative service contract program to create recurring income in developing a relationship with clients. I have a lot of ideas, but when I consider processes, what to implement and where, I get stumped. Suggestions and directions would be appreciated. So Nigel, I have a really good background in the preventative maintenance side. I own 3 different facility companies that handle preventative maintenance, regular facility maintenance, and then yearly and ongoing maintenance from a facility engineering side. So what I would tell you is first figure out how many clients you can truly handle. Also figure out within the growth period. Tom Black always talks about you always want to be pushing forward, which is very important with the clientele. So the first thing I would tell you is every week you should be, trying to get 5 to 10 new clients and talking to as many people as you can. But you really need to figure out your baseline. So one of the mistakes I made when I first had a facility company, I wanted to do preventive maintenance, or I had, mechanical, electrical, plumbing. I went all over, right? And I wound up getting a ton of business. but I didn't have the system set up. And I'm going to get into that, the system set up. And so what happened was I lost some great clients, and I had to streamline my business on exactly how many clients I could take, who I could make sure, because you want to make sure you're filming it within a 24-hour period, obviously. So what I would tell you to do is this: figure out your true baseline. So, and what that means is how many clients you can truly take for that preventative maintenance. So scheduling out, okay? And then how many people that's going to take to get that done, okay? My big thing in facility companies, you want to get too big, because if you get too big, then you don't really get a great ROI back on it. So what I would look at is multiple things. How many clients you have, obviously, the growth of what you're trying to do within your preventative maintenance. On the electrical side, I think that's great. I mean, we have plumbing, we have, mechanical, for HVAC, they all come out. On electrical, it's definitely an untapped area with preventative maintenance, especially with light bulbs. I know out here in Franklin, there are people that would love to have somebody just come out and change light bulbs. And the reason I say that is some of these light bulbs, these are pretty big houses out in Franklin, and nobody wants to get up on a ladder. I would pay $25 for somebody to get up on a ladder to change a light bulb. I'm that guy. I don't have the time, and to be honest with you, I'd rather have somebody that's licensed in electrical to do that. Changing a light bulb seems pretty simple, but when you're 50 feet up in the air, it's not. So yes, I do believe that that's a good way to go on the preventative maintenance side. As far as your implementation and where, I would definitely make sure for the customer service side, I'm a big, massive believer in Slack. Slack has helped me grow my company very rapidly. The other thing is, when you're doing preventative maintenance, you want to have a website, and within that website, you want to have a portal, and that portal needs to be like a 24-hour service. So it just says your name, they fill out what the problem is. It goes from on like a red, yellow, and green system. So green is, hey, you can get to it within 24 hours. Yellow is like, hey man, it's getting pretty serious. And red is something's really gone wrong and you have to get it within the 2 to 4 hours. But what it does is it gives the ability to directly send it to your phone. Very simple setup. Just a website, has a portal where they can go in and fill out what the problem is. It'll send a work order to your phone or to whoever set up that way with an email, and then you can disperse the people out like that. And what it does is it'll log for you. It's kind of just like ordering. That's all you're doing. It's just a work order system, just one page, real simple. And you can actually streamline it to where, it just, you wake up in the morning and you got 20 of them. That's the best way to do it. It's the most cost-effective way to do it. And it's a great way to build your preventative maintenance side for your facility engineering business, which is electrical. I hope that answers your question. And if it doesn't, just hit me back and I'll answer it on DM, okay? Thanks, Nigel. Patricia asks, hi, Justin. If I wanted to get into the home staging for real estate industry, any tips on the best way to make myself known to realtors or other private sellers? Even if I have no professional experience in this space, how do I build the credibility? Love that question. Okay, so when I got into the construction industry, I grew up in a construction family, but I had no idea, truthfully, I had no idea what I was doing. So I'm a big believer in, when I started the construction side, I went to construction sites. So what I would tell you is go to the realtor, go to all their gatherings, go on LinkedIn, promote yourself within that. Definitely go and talk to people face to face, other realtors, and tell them what you're trying to do, and be humble within that. Within business, we always kind of think that we have to fluff everything up. And the biggest contracts that I've ever gotten and the biggest things that I've ever done, I have just been very humble and asked for the opportunity and then just gone for it. I love the fact that you have no background in it. I love the fact that you're wanting to do staging and stuff like that. But what I would tell you is go talk to some other realtors. Go look at some read and educate yourself on interior design and experience, and maybe go work for somebody for a couple months and really see how they do it. But if you want to go out on your own, definitely go promote yourself within those areas. I'd be calling on the phone, setting up appointments with realtors, talking to them, going on LinkedIn. It's another big one. I mean, a lot of people say LinkedIn doesn't work. I've gotten tons of work off of LinkedIn. I just keep following up, not only emails, calls. Hey, let's go have coffee. Let's see what each other's about, networking. If people like you, they're gonna do business with you. It's that simple, okay? And I hope that that helps. But I definitely would get some business cards made. See first, how many people that you can get set up with, and just start talking to people. Promote yourself. Okay. Great question, Patricia. Really appreciate it. You always seem to hit me with a question every week, and I'm very happy to answer them. Thank you. Lauren, another person I hear from every week, so great to hear from you again. Hi, Justin. Just a fun question this week. What are your favorite and least favorite parts of the process of real estate? Okay, so my favorite part of real estate is seeing people get their forever home. Has nothing to do with commercial, has nothing to do with development. I love seeing people get their forever home. It's just a magical thing. And that goes back to when I was a child. There's a movie called A Wonderful Life. And when I saw that movie, I just fell in love with building. I just fell in love with it. Here's this guy. He came from nothing. He has, the wife and the kids, and he's happy. He's happy. He's got the savings and loan, but he's building, and these people, he's taking them out of the slumlords, and he's giving them a home. So that would be my favorite part. I love getting to see people get a home and start a family and have something that's tangible. And we always forget within business that somebody's home is probably their biggest investment that they'll ever make. So I get to be a little bit of part of that dream. And I have people that I've sold to 18 years ago, and I come and I see them, and they're super happy, and they love their home, and they love it even better when they go to sell it someday because it was built right. And that's a great feeling. If you're not a good builder and you have a bad name in the industry, it's probably not the best thing. But if you build with integrity and honor, and you want to make money, but you don't want to do the the shortcuts. So for me, it's the building, seeing people get their forever home. That's been my biggest blessing, and kind of helped me within my own business and my own mindset and heart on where I wanted to be. My least favorite thing about real estate: legal. Nobody likes legal. I like to have it to protect me, but when I get on the phone with our company lawyers, it's like, oh no, man, here we go. We're gonna have this long, drawn out process. We're gonna have to go through over all the same old things to make sure we're protected. It's like being in that that college professor that you never like to hear talk, and you have to sit there and you fall asleep in your mind about 20 times. That's what it is for me within real estate, but I have to have it. I have to have it to graduate. I have to have it to do the deal. So yeah, legal. Have to have it. Don't like it. So great question. Thanks again, Lauren. So Joe, I'm going to come to Joe. Always appreciate your comments and your questions, Joe. It's always a pleasure. Really appreciate everything. So Joe has a question. He says, hey, Justin, hope all is well. What are the steps one would need to take if they wanted to start a franchise business for their company in the future? Would you recommend looking into franchising, or is it better just to simply open up another office? Okay, so here's what I can tell you about franchising. I've had about 10 years of franchising pushed into like 4 to 5 months. Okay, so I have literally helped build a company over the last 4 to 5 months. I helped build a company, got it globally franchised through our team. Excuse me. It's a lot of work. it's a lot of work. It's a lot of legal work. It's a lot of money. It's definitely something that if you're going to do, you need to have serious backing. You need to have great legal and a CFO. Okay. And you definitely want to make sure that you have all your procedures and processes within your company already streamlined. You want that streamlined. Otherwise, it's going to be a nightmare. Remember, when you're franchising something, you're telling somebody, hey, here's a franchise. I know it works. I have the financials to prove that it works. Then you go to your procedures and processes and sales processes, and there's this whole gamut, and you have to put it in a packet. And then you got to make sure it's state and local and federal certified. So you definitely want to do your due process on that. And it's something that after meeting you, Joe, and then going through all of your questions over the last few weeks, I would tell you to stay away from that until you really have your company streamlined. I would open up another one and just keep it simple. You know, simple is always better. When you start getting multiple areas going on, you have to be really set up for that, because you don't want to be put in a situation where you're going for it, and if you make one wrong move, you're done. In any type of franchise, when you're setting up the documents, there's setbacks. Lawyers are going to call you and say, hey, I found some stuff. It's going to take me another 2 weeks. It's going to be another $10,000. That's normal. Anybody in business will tell you that. You know, having those different types of things, it doesn't matter how hard you streamline them, they happen. So I would tell you at this time not to do that. I would tell you, if you're going to have to open something, just open up another store or another business. But I'm going to get into that with you over the next few minutes. I don't think you need to open up another store, and I'm gonna go over that with the next question. So hopefully that helps you. I wouldn't go the franchise route. If you have to go any route, I'd go to open up another store route. Okay. Joe's other question is another question. Justin, I have feelings of being completely overwhelmed and not knowing where to start or how to get out of this. It's not a position that I am accustomed to being in. Between my day job and my hotel, my side business, trying to buy a company, get a loan, start my real estate business, and be a dad to 2 amazing kids, I'm underwater. Okay, enough on the therapy session. Is this a part of the process? Am I my own worst enemy? Do I need coaching, or am I too deep in the hole right now for that? Would love some guidance and advice. Thanks as always for your help, Joe. Okay, so great question, Joe. Yeah, that's normal. That's normal. We all go through these different processes and problems. And I think Tom Black said it a couple of days ago. He said, if we put all of our problems in a bag and everybody put their bag on a table, and you saw what was in somebody else's bag, you would choose your own bag. You take it back. For me, when I was listening to him, that was pretty powerful. I was like, man, you know, we always say the grass is always greener on the other side until you see it. So what I'd like for you to really try to do over the next few weeks is figure out what your main priorities are. For me, that's God, family, my job, my business, and then everything else. That's the way I set my day. And so what I mean by that is, if you're taking on too much and you're not getting enough done, that's not good. I mean, you can literally run in place and do the same energy if you were running down the street. The only difference is, one, you're getting somewhere, and one, you're standing in place. So don't stand in place. So what I would tell you to do is definitely get your priorities, right first, which is your 2 amazing kids. That's first and foremost. You already have a job that's paying you, so that's the money maker. That's what pays for the lifestyle and the kids. So make sure you keep doing what you're supposed to in your main job. Make sure that you're being a great dad, which I know you are, from meeting with you, taking the time to take care of those kids and make sure they're okay. Your side business, hey man, it's exactly what it is. It's a side business. So do it when you're out of work and you've played with the kids and spent time with them. It's a side business. So you need to grow it, but you need to prioritize the time to do that. Okay. It sounds to me like you're taking on a lot. And that's not necessarily good. You don't want to take on so much that you're not getting enough done and you feel overwhelmed. If you feel overwhelmed, you're not going to get anything done. So it's a mindset. Plan your goals out, do them daily, weekly, and monthly, right? Don't plan too much out. You said in here that you're trying to get, you do your real estate thing, and then you're trying to buy a business. And another one is that you're looking at getting a loan. Okay, well, getting a loan, do the loan first. And I guess the loan is to try to buy the business. So keep that in one block. And then start your real estate business. Okay, man, you have the rest of your life to work on your part-time job and your real estate business. Schedule, if you're overwhelmed and all you can do is 3 or 4 hours a night or even 2 hours a night, then just do it 2 hours a night, okay? And then as those things get ironed out, then start adding more time to it. But don't get to the point where you're running this rag race where you're not mentally taking care of yourself, because all that's going to do is get you in a place that's not good. I'm a big believer in being positive. Okay, so when I wake up in the morning, it's funny, but I'm a creature of habit. When I wake up in the morning, the first thing I say to myself is, thank you for letting me wake up and breathe. It's the first thing I say, just that positive mindset. The second thing is I always make sure I say I'm positive about 3 things when I wake up, just to get my mindset just going. Okay, hey, it's going to be a great day. Hey, you're going to have things that come up. It's okay. You know what? You're breathing. You're going to come home to your wife and your beautiful children. I could lose it all tomorrow, but I have my wife and my kids. I could lose it all tomorrow, but I can always get it back. It's just, your business is your business. Money is money. Put your priorities where they need to be. For me, that's family and God. So I think once you grasp that and figure out how to level that out, I think you're going to be okay. And Joe, you're a great guy. Everybody that knows you likes you, okay? So, do I think you need a mentor? I think you have lots of mentors, okay? There's lots of people that like you. The tribe likes you. The tribe's here for you. Your mentors are here for you. Your family and friends hopefully are there for you. But you're not alone. Everything that you're talking about, everybody goes through. I mean, I've gone through it. AkaShawnThomas has gone through it. Tom Black's gone through it. Paul David's gone through it. I mean, all of us have gone through it, okay? So you're not alone in that. And so just kind of figure out what that balance is. And you're the only one that knows how to do that. You only know what you can take on and you can't. But really, really think about that and really work on that. So great question. I think the other part of your question is, do you need coaching? I think you're getting the mentorship part of it right now. Obviously, this is not coaching. This is just mentoring. And sometimes it seems like a little bit of coaching, but it's not, it's mentoring. I would say with everything you got going on right now, I would say get that handled first. And then if you think that you need a coach that's going to help streamline your business, then do that. I know that there's lots of great coaches, or also mentors and coaches in here. Tom Black. Okay, guys, I'm a mentor in here. I use Tom Black personally for my sales in the company I'm with right now within the startup. The guy's amazing. He's a legend, and millionaires listen to him. Okay, so he's one of my mentors, Tom Black. I think the world of him. Another person that's helped me, AkaShawnThomas. AkaShawnThomas has been a great friend to me, and he's helped me and mentored me through communication. Sometimes when I would communicate when we first met, I wouldn't listen, and so he helped me through that. Paul David, haven't spent a lot of time with him, but great mentor. I mean, just great mentor, just positive person, great heart. So there's a lot of great mentors, a lot of great coaches in there, and I would use them and utilize them. So yeah, I think that the guidance and advice that you need is you already know that. And I think that you can get mentors and coaches to help you with that, but you have to streamline within your mind and your heart. And I know you will, and I know you're going to be successful because you're driven, and you're asking the right questions, and you're not going to give up. So that's my that's my big part of those questions. And I'm going to end on a couple of things. The first one is breathe. Okay, breathe. It's a marathon. It's not a race. Okay, it's not a sprint. It's a marathon. So breathe. You know, work to perfect your craft. You're only going to be good at something if you keep working at it. And just breathe. Like, don't take things so seriously. If you do, you're gonna bog yourself down. You know, when somebody yells or acts mean, just look at that person and be like, wow, I'm glad I'm not like that. I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna watch a movie with my family or by myself, eat some popcorn, and I'm gonna forget about that. That's terrible. I don't want that. So don't let the little things bog you down throughout, you know, your day. And that's really gonna help you in your mindset. Just blow them off, go about it, just keep doing what you're doing. Simplify, evaluate, produce. Simplify, evaluate, produce. Those are three things that I live by. Keep it simple, I evaluate what I'm doing, and then I go out and I produce it. That's simple. Try to find, to build your business, 5 new people every week. It's really important. Just go after 5 new people a week. Just talk to 5 people. That's it. Just 5 people. 5 times. If you do it every week for, you know, there's 4 weeks in a month, you know, that's 20 people. And then you just take it from there. You know, you got 12 months in a year. You do the math. That's a lot of clients. If you can just get 1, that's going to turn a good amount of profit for you. So it's just a numbers game. Just keep talking to as many people as you can. Remember, emotion dictates situations you can't control. It took me 38 years to realize that. I wish I could go back and tell my young self that. I wouldn't have as many problems as I did in business getting to where I'm at today. And I definitely would have had less stress. So remember, emotion dictates situations you can't control. So just be patient, listen to people. Don't be emotional and react. That's only going to get you in trouble. I know. Luckily, that never got me a felony or anything crazy, but emotion dictates situations you can't control. So just be patient, be kind, listen, take it in, and then just go out and have a great day and get it done. Yeah, and then finally, everybody wants to be a millionaire, and everybody looks at millionaires like, man, I want to have that. Okay, but remember the main thing about how everybody got there. If it was easy, everybody would be a millionaire. Okay, everybody would be a millionaire if it was easy. So know it's going to be hard, and know every time it gets harder, you're getting closer to where you need to be. I've always looked at the problems that I go through and the situations that I have, if they're stressful, it's only making me better in my business. I've never looked at it like, oh man, this is terrible. Yeah, at the time I might have felt like that, but after I really contemplated on it and thought about it, I was like, okay, well now I know what not to do. And now I know what makes me feel like that. I'm not going to do that anymore. So take the bads and make them good in your mind. And I think that positivity will only help grow your company. So really want to say have a great Friday, everybody. Really appreciate all the questions. I'm only going to get better at talking to a screen. I'm usually used to talking to people. And just want to tell you guys, thank you very much for all your questions and definitely welcome me to the tribe. It's been great. I really have enjoyed answering all your questions and helping you guys on the phone. It's definitely a blessing, and I'm definitely humbled by it. So thank you again. Have a great Friday. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.